Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. Grant Ellis gave his final rose to Juliana Pasquarosa, and the couple got engaged at the end of The Bachelor Season 29. Grant, 31, made his television debut as a contestant on The Bachelorette Season 21. When Jen Tran sent Grant home right before hometown dates, it broke his heart. He really felt like he was falling in love with Jen, and he was blindsided by the elimination. Though he was crushed by the unexpected rejection, he wasn't down for long. When ABC asked Grant to be the Bachelor, he jumped at another chance to find true love on television. Grant kicked off The Bachelor Season 29 by greeting limousines full of single women outside the iconic Bachelor mansion. Among the 25 women was Juliana, 28. Though she wasn't one of the early favorites, Grant was always attracted to the Boston native. Their relationship was definitely more of a slow burn, but that may be good. The women who Grant liked earlier in the competition didn't stick around as long. Over time, he got to know the contestants better and was wisely open to changing his mind. Read on for signs that Grant and Juliana will go the distance. Grant and Juliana have each other's backs. During the Bachelor Season 29 finale, Grant's runner-up, 31-year-old Licia Gare, told host Jesse Palmer that she had been missiled. According to Licia, Grant told her that he was going to pick her. She even alleges that early in the competition, Grant told her he wanted to end the season early because she was so clearly his person. This controversy put Juliana in a difficult position. If Licia's allegations are true, it could mean Grant isn't as sure about their relationship as she'd want him to be. Since Licia made her allegations, Juliana has stayed quiet about the whole thing. Grant clearly took his fiancée's side with a recent Instagram post. The post features a photo of the happy couple seated side by side during the Bachelor Season 29 finale. Grant's long love letter to Juliana reads, in part, "You handle yourself with so much grace and compassion. You are what every woman should aspire to be, and you show me that every day." The caption ends with a succinct, "That's why I won." Grant and Juliana's relationship was a slow burn. When The Bachelor Season 29 premiered, Grant seemed to be very decisive at first. He quickly identified the winner of his first impression rose, and he seemed to know exactly what he was looking for. It wasn't long before it all started to unravel. Grant changed his mind wildly from one day to the next. As the season progressed, he often sent home his favorites, while keeping women he barely seemed to notice. He just didn't seem to know what he wanted or what he was looking for. Licia wasn't the only woman Grant blindsided during The Bachelor Season 29. He gave his first impression rose and solo date to Alex Good, 28, then seemed to forget about her. 31-year-old Dina Lupancu seemed to be his favorite until her hometown date didn't go perfectly. Unlike his other relationships, his relationship with Juliana was more of a slow burn. It progressed as organically as possible for a relationship formed during an unscripted dating show. This gives Grant and Juliana a great chance at living happily ever after. Grant and Juliana share similar traumas. Grant and Juliana had both experienced heartbreak over the years, and the shared pain helped bring them together on The Bachelor Season 29. Grant's first wound came from the dissolution of his family. Grant's father struggled with addiction, and it destroyed his family. The experience made Grant want to start his own family, so he could be a better father than his own father had been. Thankfully, Grant and his father have since reconnected, so Grant is working through past disappointments. We're taking it one day at a time. Juliana was also no stranger to heartache. Long before joining the cast of The Bachelor Season 29, Juliana was in a deeply committed relationship that fell apart. The experience made it hard for Juliana to let down her walls with Grant. She was reluctant to fall in love with a man who was dating multiple other women, but in the end, she couldn't help herself. Grant and Juliana's shared traumas brought them together, and may keep them together too. 3. Grant and Juliana don't want to rush marriage after a short engagement. After Grant and Juliana got engaged during the Bachelor Season 29 finale, they gave an exclusive interview with People. They were asked about life after getting engaged on the show. "We're taking it one day at a time," said Grant. They told People that they were in no rush to get married. "I just feel like we want to live life together for a minute," Juliana said. They were strangers before The Bachelor, so they hadn't known each other long. The fact that Grant and Juliana are rational about their relationship is a good sign. Grant is moving to Boston for Juliana. One of the biggest signs that Grant and Juliana are devoted to each other is the fact that he's planning to move to Boston to be with her. Before joining the cast of The Bachelorette Season 21 and The Bachelor Season 29, Grant lived in Houston, Texas. Though he's still planning to keep his Houston home, Grant's moving to Boston to be with Juliana. He realized that her relationship with her close-knit family would make it difficult for her to leave New England. Grant also really likes her family and wants to spend more time with them. Grant and Juliana are both focused on family. Grant grew up in a broken home, which made him yearn for family connections. During The Bachelor Season 29, Grant's family values were a main theme. He made it clear that he was looking for a wife and mother for his children. When he met Juliana's family, Grant was thrilled by the idea of being embraced by such a close-knit bunch. Like Grant, Juliana is a very family-oriented person. She's so close to her family that she can't bear the idea of moving away from them. The fact that Grant and Juliana share family values will help keep them together. That no one could stop talking about. When Grant Ellis chose Juliana Pasquarosa over fan favorite Lygia Gare, hearts broke across the country. But while some fans were skeptical from day one, others believed in the fairy tale. Now, with 2025 in full swing and rumors swirling once again, fans are asking the big question: will Grant and Juliana still be together by the end of the year? Because if you believe the headlines, things might not be as perfect as they seem. From dreamy proposal to distant behavior. When Grant Ellis dropped to one knee on that sun-drenched beach and offered Juliana a ring the size of a small moon, it seemed like the kind of fairy tale ending the Bachelor dreams are made of. But within weeks of the season finale, cracks started to show. Insiders whispered about off-camera tension, and eagle-eyed fans noticed subtle changes, less Instagram activity, fewer couple selfies, and comments that seemed forced. A source close to production spilled. They had crazy chemistry in the bubble of the show, but in real life, it's been an adjustment. They've argued more than they let on. Is distance destroying their bond? Adding fuel to the fire, Grant's been spending more time in Los Angeles working on a mysterious business project, while Juliana has remained in Miami to focus on her fashion line. The long-distance setup, which they previously called empowering, now seems like a major obstacle. Juliana didn't sign up to be a long-distance fiancé, another insider claimed. They FaceTime a lot, but it's not the same. And she's made comments about feeling like she's carrying the relationship. And then there's the now-deleted Instagram story where Juliana cryptically wrote, "You can't build something real with someone who only shows up when it's convenient." Ouch! Grant's exes are stirring the pot, again. You know what they say, exes never really go away when you're famous. And Grant's ex-girlfriends? They've been loud lately. First, it was Dina Lupanko who went on a podcast and hinted that Grant might not be emotionally equipped for real commitment. Then, another former flame, who asked to remain anonymous, shared a now-viral TikTok suggesting Juliana should keep one eye open. The video was filled with not-so-subtle references to Grant's tendency to say whatever someone wants to hear in the moment. Fans are divided. Some call it jealousy, while others think these exes might know exactly what they're talking about. Juliana's cryptic comments aren't helping. Juliana has never been afraid to speak her mind, and lately, some of her interviews have raised eyebrows. In a recent podcast appearance, She was asked what it's like to be engaged. Her response? It's a journey. It's not always easy, but I'm learning to be patient with myself and others. When the host pressed her about whether wedding plans were underway, she gave a vague, "We're taking our time. There's no rush to walk down the aisle." Which sounds reasonable, sure, but coming from someone who once said she wanted to be married before turning 30, it's a noticeable backpedal. The public image versus private reality. To the outside world, Grant and Juliana are still posting polished pictures, still making public appearances, and still wearing those matching Cartier bracelets. But body language experts have analyzed their recent red carpet outings, and let's just say, the findings aren't glowing. They're often not touching unless prompted. Juliana tends to lean away from Grant when he's speaking. These are signs of emotional distance. One expert claimed in a viral YouTube video that racked up over 500,000 views in 2 days. Another viewer commented, "You can practically see her soul leave her body when he talks." Brutal, but possibly accurate. Wedding plans, or postponed permanently? Fans who once waited with bated breath for a wedding date announcement are now wondering if there will be a wedding at all. Despite early rumors of a spring 2025 ceremony in Tuscany, no date has been confirmed. In fact, sources close to the couple say those plans were quietly shelved months ago. One insider claimed, Juliana didn't want to get married just to prove people wrong. She wants to be sure, and right now, she's not. Grant, meanwhile, has been suspiciously silent on the topic. Even in interviews where wedding questions come up, he dodges them with vague platitudes like, "We're focused on each other, not a calendar." Translation, they might not make it to the altar. The pressure is getting to them. It's no secret that being a Bachelor Nation couple comes with intense public scrutiny. But some fans think Juliana is cracking under the pressure. After a series of controversial tweets resurfaced from Juliana's past, tabloids pounced. Though she apologized swiftly, the damage was done. Some fans called for Grant to reconsider, while others accused Juliana of masking who she really is. Even more troubling, Grant allegedly unfollowed several Bachelor alums who defended Juliana. Was it loyalty or distancing? A former contestant offered this insight. He's trying to be supportive publicly, but privately he's frustrated. He hates drama. Unfortunately for Grant, drama is part of the deal when you say yes to love in front of millions. Fans still have hope, but are prepared for a split. While rumors swirl and skeptics grow louder, many fans are still rooting for the couple. "They're just figuring things out like anyone else," one fan tweeted. "I believe in them." But even diehard supporters are bracing for the worst. Reddit threads titled, "Will Grant and Juliana make it?" are filled with theories, timelines, and heartbreak. One user wrote, "Mark my words. They'll announce a mutual and respectful breakup in December, right after the holidays." Another replied, "Or sooner, watch the ring disappear from her finger first." Juliana's solo trip raises eyebrows. Adding to the speculation, Juliana recently jetted off to Paris alone, sharing dreamy solo pics with captions like, "Needed a reset," and "Taking time for me." Grant, nowhere in sight. Fans immediately noticed the absence and took to TikTok with side-by-side breakdowns of past trips, dissecting every caption and filter. One comment summed it up. "That's not a girl in love. That's a girl trying to find herself again." So will they last? Let's cut to the chase. Will Grant Ellis and Juliana Pasquarosa still be together by the end of 2025? The answer? It's complicated. They could beat the odds. They could pull through the post-show chaos, the pressure, the doubts, and the long-distance strain. They could have a surprise wedding and prove all the haters wrong. But they could also crumble, like so many Bachelor couples before them. Because love in the real world isn't about roses, fantasy suites, or sunset proposals. It's about the mundane, The messy, the compromise, and the willingness to fight when it stops being easy. And right now, there's a whole lot of smoke. Whether there's fire, time will tell. Final prediction. If you ask the experts, and the people closest to them, the odds are leading toward a breakup before New Year's Eve. They'll try to make it to the holidays, one source claimed, but unless something major changes, they won't make it out of 2025 together. The fairy tale might not have a happy ending after all. But in Bachelor Nation, anything can happen, and it usually does. Stay tuned. This love story isn't over yet.